I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
It's about right. Donald Trump, about 2 weeks away from debating Joe Biden, continuing his preemptive surrender tour. He clearly has no confidence in his ability to beat Joe Biden. Sleepy or jacked up Joe, either way, he's scared. And now he's saying he's going to lose on purpose, which I buy. From someone as vain and narcissistic as Donald Trump, someone who prizes winning so much that he will never be able to admit when he has lost, he's now saying that he's going to take a dive so that he can have Joe Biden. Well, look, I don't believe it, but I think it's only fair for us to at least hear him explain why it is that he would do such a thing.
If he does make it through, which I think he will, they're going to feed him a lot of stuff. And we should do a drug test. I'd love to do a drug test beforehand.
Well, you have to wonder.
If he makes it through, no matter how bad he is, they'll say he was great. He was genius.
Well, of course that's what they'll say. But you look at the State of the Union and the way he performed there, and then the way he performed in Normandy, for example. These are two different people, very different.
Well, interestingly, they've done polling, and I do better against almost everybody. If this guy does better than the Democrats that you're talking about, including Whitmer. He does better than them. I don't quite understand that. I'm a little surprised. But he actually polls better than all of the people that you're talking about. And so they don't want to take him off. It depends. Maybe I'm better off losing the debate. I'll make sure he says I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
Yeah, I'm not checking any of those claims he made about the polls because, for one, I don't care. Two, I don't have any faith that Biden would step down, although I think that would be a good path to go for the Democrats. And three, we know from years of experience that Donald Trump is physically incapable of saying anything true about any poll. So, and also he's talking about, he mentions Whitmer and he's like, oh, I do better against all these people you're talking about. I listened to the interview. The host didn't bring up any of this. It was just Donald Trump talking about it. So the whole thing's weird and I don't buy it at all. We have a little bit more, but Brett, what do you make of the claim that he would take a dive on purpose?
Here's the problem. I used to play basketball against this kid named Ruben, and every time I beat him, he would say, I wasn't even trying. That's Donald Trump is 7th grade Ruben energy. That's it. It's that guy. And someone told Donald Trump that the simple sentence probably at some point that performance in debates is all about expectation.
Yeah.
And that's it. And he started saying stuff like, oh, if I lose, maybe I'll lose on purpose. And he's like, maybe it's when it comes to debating, Donald Trump or Biden scores better than all the other Democrats. Yeah, because he debated you.
Yeah.
And you're horrible at it. Everybody was when Trump first showed up and appeared at the debates, I remember laughing my ass off because he was actually charming and funny and hilarious and disruptive. And I had lived with 35 years of these limp Republican weirdo fake preachers like Ted Cruz messaging within an inch of his life, and everybody just went along with it because they were all doing the same stilted nonsense.
Yeah.
But then by the time Trump took the stage against Biden, we were just so done with that. That Biden showed up and we had an adult get a couple sentences out that made us feel confident that if we took the entire country away from the baby known as Donald Trump, we could have someone with a head on his shoulders just do the work.
Yeah. Yeah, look, and I don't necessarily buy the humor thing as much as you, but we'll debate that in the aftermath. We have a topic for it. But yeah, Donald Trump in the 2016 Republican primary debates did the thing that we now think of Trump's debate performances as being, of clowning them and joking around and being weird and bizarre and all that. The issue for Trump has been that that's not who he is when he debates Democrats. When he debated Hillary Clinton and when he debated Joe Biden, he was angry and vindictive and dark and small, and that's why he wasn't rated by the population in polls to have won any of those debates. He couldn't beat Hillary Clinton, who I don't think of as a great debater. He couldn't beat Joe Biden, who is arguably Sleepy Joe, but it doesn't matter. Trump can't beat them. And following that, he was done with debates. He's not debating the Republicans this time around. He might pull out of this. We know Sean Hannity has been saying it would be a good idea for him to drop out. And Trump is even saying there's only a 10% chance CNN will be fair to me at the debate. So So he might well pull out. And so he just, regardless of what he might have done when his target was Marco Rubio, we are years and years away from that. And I don't think he has confidence in himself. I don't think the Republicans have confidence in him to win. And that's why they're putting forward all these conspiracies that, oh, Joe will definitely win because he's prepping a lot, like that's unacceptable, or because he'll be jacked up on caffeine or something. But then they also can't admit that he'll be better as a result of that. So they have to simultaneously say, which they did in this interview, that also every one of his speeches is terrible. He's a terrible speaker. Well, then why is he gonna beat your guy? It's this mixed messaging, but all of it, the one message that comes through clear is they don't think that Trump can beat this guy, or at least they're very worried that he won't, which is why I think there's still a significant chance that he pulls out. I think that would be very damaging to him. It would look incredibly cowardly, so I still would put my money on them debating. But I do think that in the end, Joe Biden will probably come out of it looking like the victor, not necessarily even because of his strength as a debater, but just because Donald Trump will look like a deranged, dangerous little weenie. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.